2,000 years ago, the Stoics faced the same reality we face today: uncertainty. Empires rose and fell, wars destroyed cities, fortunes were made and lost overnight, and through it all, the Stoics asked one question above all others: what is truly within my control? Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, ruled during plagues, invasions, and political unrest. Every morning he would remind himself that he would meet liars, the greedy, the arrogant, and the unjust. And yet, none of that had the power to make him unjust. He trained himself to accept the chaos without becoming chaotic. Epictetus, born into slavery, lost everything that most people cling to for security: status, wealth, freedom. Yet he taught that no man can truly harm you unless he can control your mind. And your mind, he said, is yours alone to guard. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, warned that wealth without wisdom is a curse because it makes you a slave to fear: fear of losing it, fear of others taking it, fear of change. These lessons echo through time, and they could have been written for our age. Today, our storms have different names: inflation, recession, debt crises, political instability, a banking system that promises safety yet can freeze accounts overnight. We build our lives on fragile foundations: currencies that lose value year after year, institutions run by people we will never meet, and governments that can change the rules whenever it suits them. Most people feel powerless in the face of this, but the Stoics never wasted energy on what they couldn't control. They put their energy into building what could not be taken. In the ancient world, that meant cultivating virtue, wisdom, courage, and self-sufficiency. It meant finding stability in your own mind and character, so that even if fortune turned against you, you could remain upright. In our world, those virtues still matter, but we also face a new challenge. How do we store the fruits of our labor in a way that is beyond the reach of the storms? This is where a modern Stoic might see the brilliance of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is financial sovereignty in digital form. It cannot be printed into worthlessness by politicians. It cannot be seized without your consent. It exists outside the reach of any single ruler, bank, or empire. Owning Bitcoin is not about chasing quick riches. It's about protecting the time, energy, and work you've already invested. It demands the same virtues the Stoics lived by: patience, discipline, the strength to ignore the noise of the crowd. Consider the daily news cycle: headlines screaming about market crashes, price dips, and government crackdowns. A Stoic understands that this noise is a test. A Bitcoiner who lives by Stoic principles knows that price volatility is not a threat, it's just the weather, and no wise sailor panics at every gust of wind. Just as a Stoic ignores public opinion when living by principle, a Bitcoiner ignores the short-term price swings and focuses on the long-term mission: financial independence and sovereignty. Just as a Stoic trains their mind to be an inner fortress, a Bitcoiner guards their private keys, takes responsibility for their own savings, and refuses to let fear or greed dictate their actions. There will be moments when fear will whisper, "Sell," moments when greed will whisper, "Trade," moments when the world will mock your discipline and call you foolish. That is when you must remember the Stoic lesson. If it is not within your control, let it go. If it is within your control, act with strength and purpose. Price? Not in your control. Government policy? Not in your control. How much you learn, save, and secure? Entirely in your control. The Stoics taught that life is short, but it is long enough if you live it well. Likewise, your financial life does not have to be controlled by forces beyond your reach if you take the time to understand and secure your wealth now. Think of Bitcoin as the inner citadel of your finances: untouchable, self-sufficient, immune to the storms outside. It does not promise comfort, it promises sovereignty. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Bitcoin aligns with this wisdom, not because it eliminates desire, but because it protects you from the endless craving to keep up with a system designed to keep you chasing. True wealth is not a number in a bank account. True wealth is knowing that no one, not a bank, not a politician, not even a collapsing empire, can take from you what you've built. So be like the Stoics: calm in crisis, rooted in principle, unshakable in wealth. Control what you can, accept what you cannot, and in the space between, Build a life and a fortune that no storm can touch. Because in the end, wealth is not just what you hold, it's who you become in the process of holding it.